Good day, my friend. It's Greg Stadler here in Northern California. Wanted to shoot a quick training video because I did a pretty extensive training yesterday on exactly how I market online and how I use email and solo ad and blogging together. Really kind of how the whole system works and went through an awful lot of things. But there's one thing that I inadvertently kind of left out. And that is the key or the secret, and I do mean it's a secret, and it's a skill set that you need to develop. The skill set or the secret to high conversions. Now, what do I mean by that? We talked about the different parts of an email, the subject line, the body, the call to action, and so on. What's really key for good conversions, in other words, the subject line had a purpose, right? We said this yesterday, and I'll put a link down below. You can actually click and go back to the training if you didn't see it. But the subject line has one purpose, and that is to capture someone's attention, intrigue them enough, and make them want to open the email, right? Otherwise, it just goes to the junk pile or to the trash. So the subject line, that's the only purpose. So what we have to remember, and what we talked about yesterday, was don't try to sell everything. Don't try to do too much with your subject line. Rather than try to be too cute or whatever, just concentrate on having a consistent message, okay? A unified message throughout your campaign, okay? So let's just take right now, let's say that you wrote a blog post. You wrote a blog post, and you called it 102 signups. Gee, where did I get this from? Okay, 102 signups from whatever, EZMF or whatever you use. Because I actually had a situation recently where I did a campaign. I got 102 people to sign up. Okay? So if you wanted your blog post to say how I got 102 signups, okay, from using the Easy Money's formula, then you would, if that's what your blog post said, and you're going to then take that blog post and syndicate it out to your list of people on your marketing list, then it's important, okay, that if that's what the catchphrase is supposed to be, if that's the subject or the focus of the article, it's important to keep people consistent or keep your message consistent going through, okay? Because this is where we're going to end up, right, at your blog, let's say, in this example. So if that's what your blog post says, then that should be very close to what your subject line in your follow-up message or your email broadcast, okay? Your autoresponder broadcast from AWeber or GVO. So your subject line should say the very same thing. What I would like to do is suggest this. How I got 102 signups in this is better yet, in 3 days. Because that's what happened. It was about 2.5 to 3 days. So if it says, how I got 102 signups in 3 days, great. So that's your email subject. Then, when you go down into they open it and you go into the body, okay, you don't want to start talking about other marketing strategies or stuff that's not consistent, and it's good that you use the same exact verbiage. And then you might say, would you like to learn, right? Would you like to learn? And remember, you only go about 40 or so characters wide on your emails. You don't go the whole width of the page. So keep it real narrow on your email screen. Would you like to learn how I got 102 signups in just 3 days? Question mark. Right? Now, let's say you've got a video in your blog post. In the video below, I'm going to show you exactly how I blah, 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 right? So then the video, if it's on YouTube, it should say how I got 102 signups in 3 days. Okay? If you're then going to, then, you know, you can use the same strategy when you're using other things. All right, your call to action should say, if you would like to start getting 102 signups in just 3 days, click the link below. Okay? That's the idea behind it. So that's with email. That's with follow-up messages. Okay? It's even more critical. It's even more critical when you're doing a solo ad. If you don't know what solo ads are, click down below, and you can go over to my other training on my blog at blog.gregstadler.net, and you can see all about solo ads. So when you're doing a solo ad, most of the time, the solo ad provider wants you to type the copy. Okay? So, if you're using the same example, you'd say 102, this is what's really good in solo ads. 102 signups in 3 days. Here's what's really cool. If you start using this in your subject lines, it triggers something in the reader, and it automatically lets them think. This is a thinking character. This makes you think. A question mark goes, they're asking a question, they start thinking about what the answer is. I've even done this where I would say, on a different campaign, I'd say, inside access. Now what most people do is this. Okay? What I do is this. Inside access? You see how it changes? That can be a subject line. Okay? And that can get a way better conversion rate than if you use an exclamation mark or if you just put that. Okay? So, just another tidbit. Question marks are great. So, 102 signups in 3 days? Great. That's a great start. So that's your solo ad copy in the subject. Then in the next one, this is going to say, tell your story, blah, blah, blah. Again, keeping it real congruent, only certain characters wide. If the page is this wide, remember you only use about 1/3 of the page. You can only want to go no more than 3 lines. If you're going to ask a question, skip a line and then write the answer. And another thing I like to do is use ... because it kind of leaves the person thinking. It leaves them thinking. It's not a finished thought or statement or sentence. So it leads them to believe. It's almost like how you get people to read between the lines. Okay? Now the point of this video is not really copywriting so much as just consistency. If this is your solo ad title, this is great. Then you'd want to have the body to talk about how you can help people get 102 signups in 3 days. You don't want to give them the answer. You want to get them to click the call to action button, whether it's a link or whether it's a button. But normally, in a solo ad, it's just going to be a hyperlink. Okay? Couple things about hyperlinks really quick. Again, if you're an affiliate and you've got, like let's say you're with a company called A Better Plan.info, and then it's got a slash, and then a question mark, and an ID equals Greg. If that's your affiliate ID to your link, do not use that. Do not put that in any type of marketing. If you want to do that, you can hyperlink a phrase that says click here. to learn, but this is the hyperlink, and this is the link that you attach to that hyperlink. You understand what I'm saying? So, and most of you are saying, yeah, get to the point. I've been doing this for a long time. Well, not everyone's been doing it for a long time, so I'm trying to give you some tips because I've got to tell you something. I was in Chicago this last weekend. We went to a place called Park Tavern with, there was like 4 of us, and we were having some dinner, and we picked up, and a guy pulled the, Justin from the UK, love you brother, he pulls out a business card, and on the guy's business card that he had been leaving all over the event, okay, everybody's in the same company already, he's leaving his business cards out there like someone's going to join him. And on his business card, he had this long-ass affiliate type link. Right? No, dude. You go to GoDaddy, you buy a domain like abetterplan.info, okay? Make it your own. This is mine, or one of them. And then you forward this main domain to your long affiliate ID. And you do it with masking. Now, if you don't know how to do that, go to GoDaddy. It's super simple. And if you're really lost, don't worry about it. Everyone was lost in the beginning. You can get their customer service. They're absolutely awesome. They'll help you out. Okay, so it's important to stay consistent. So what are the steps? Really, you have the subject. Now this is a solo ad. You have the subject, then you have the body, then you have the call to action. The next step is very, very important. This is where I see people screwing up all over the board. Once somebody clicks on your link in a solo ad, where are they going? Where are you sending them to? Well, you need to be sending them to your capture page, right? So guess what? Guess what your capture page should say right at the top? It should not say Dave and Dave, or almost a secret, or this is marketing tricks, or let me show. No, it should say, if this is your campaign, your capture page needs to say, how I got 102 signups in 3 days. So, can you imagine if someone's, this is a very captivating subject line, then they get down into the body of it, and the guy starts, and you start talking about the system and multiple streams of income, and how you use this and how you do that, and it doesn't have anything to do with this. Do you see how you lose people's train of thought? People are more ADD than you think. Remember, the person who gets 50 emails a day, he only opens the ones that intrigue him. And he will only continue to be intrigued if it's consistent. So when you get to the capture page now, it absolutely has to talk the same language. And let me give you an example. Sometimes people will say, there's a lot of replicated sites out there, right? And let's just say almost a secret, or how I earned $7,258 in 24 hours. Let's say that's your deal. And then you get to the capture page, and it says how to earn an extra 100 to 500 per week. Now, normally you'd say, well, this is cool. This guy made a lot of money. We're just going to knock it down a notch, and we're going to show you how to earn 100 to 500 per week. But do you see what that does to the reader? He gets lost. He's like, what? 100 bucks? Forget 100 bucks. I can make 100 bucks on eBay. How am I going to make $72.58 in 24 hours? That's why I'm here. If you change the story on him, you lose him. He will not go to your capture page, especially if when he goes to your capture page, okay, he finds something like this. How to get 27 checks a day. What? Do you get what I'm saying? How to get 27 checks. Whoops. An E in there. It's not consistent. It might be the same program, but it's like you're running 3 different campaigns in one. Okay? Last thing, more importantly, I don't care which of these you do, make sure that when they get to your video, it's not some corporate generated bullshit that doesn't have anything to do with your marketing campaign. People hate bait and switch. People feel like they're getting lured down a path and they're getting more and more and more interested if you do a good job. And then they get to the video and it's something about how to save $50 a month on your cell phone. Or how to get a cell phone plan for $49 a month. What? They will click off there so fast, or maybe it goes into some nutritional bullshit. Pardon my language. So if you've got a really good corporate video that you love, you better start reverse engineering campaigns so that you don't lose people along the way. After all, we don't want to talk to people about being a millionaire and then show them how to get $200 a week, and then show them how to get healthy and lose weight. You see what I'm saying? I hope you do. So there's a lot of nuggets in here today, and I want you to think about that. Now here's one last kicker if you're a little bit more advanced. When you start doing that, you can also use keyword optimization in this process. I don't do this a lot because I'm not really that focused on SEO or search engine optimization. But remember, if you have an email that goes to that has a blog post, that has a video, what the hell that is, video, and then it has a capture page, or another sort of a website, which also goes to your main landing page for your corporate site or whatever. If you've got other websites or other support materials or what have you, you can use you can look for hot keywords in your niche. Use that keyword in your blog title. Use that keyword in the title of your video. Use that keyword in your capture page. Use that keyword in your email subject line, and so on and so forth. And that way, everything is consistent, and the person will go through this in a true process. You can't drop people off at the curb and expect them to convert. If you get good at this, you will be seeing 40, 50, 60% conversions. And the people that are really good can get a 60% or so click rate. Okay? A 60% opt-in. This is crazy. And those that are real good, if you get the right people, you can see the sales conversions as well. Right? Normally, it goes like this. Normally, it's like maybe you got 60% click, then you got 40% opt-in, and then you get like 5% sale. The better you get at keeping everything in line, understanding that when you bring the right person in, you're going to drag them all the way through the process, the better your sales conversions, the better your commissions, the better your everything. So that's it for today. I hope this helps you. If it does help, go down below and leave me a comment or like it on my page. You can like it right up here. You can comment down below. And use some of this in your own marketing. Think about that. Anytime you can use consistent keywords, consistent messages, bring it all the way through your campaign, you're going to see far, far better conversions. So that's it. I'm Greg Stadler, Northern California. Peace out. Love ya.